Alright, just wanted to, this is introduction 7, and 7 I'm going to, because it's a fraction of 14, I want to introduce the first book that I wrote is Epigenetic 14, and that basically is covering Epigeneration 14 is about how we all are spiritually advancing as a reflection of our DNA. Now, the first thing I'll say about this here book, I wrote it probably like 18 and 17. I've been gathering information for a long time, but I just kind of surmised up, did a short little book. It's only 78 pages, and so it's not really deep as it could have went. It was kind of like an intro to writing and throwing some of the things down that went into some of the things that was going on at the time before this. Now, I completed it in 2020, and I had went to put it on Amazon and Kindle, and I went through a big fiasco with them, and just pretty much had a fallout, and decided that I'm just simply not going to go with them. They wanted 70%. Yeah. So show you how these corporations do. So I just decided I didn't want to do that. So I took the book, and I've been selling it on my own. So, this is a kind of insert on the book. And so this is more of a metaphysical book than it is dealing with any of the, finance type stuff that we're dealing with. Okay. So, Epi Generation 14 series, books 1 through 3, The Quest for Self, Running Safe Mode, Conscious Gorillas. Okay, then there was another book, How Aliens Abducted Black Folk. I'm working on this one really now. I already had the outline for it, but I decided to add some more in it, and I'll show you guys what happened. I had a UFO come through our backyard and caught on our video camera, security cameras we have here. Found it interesting, and been looking at that and all the stuff that's going on with it. I'll privately upload this one. I have to do some saving. I can't save it. It won't allow me to save that particular date, so I'm gonna have to do some recording probably with the phones and do some other type of exterior recording tomorrow, the day of this particular thing, back in October of 2022, and I upload that and I put on there, they're here or something, weird like that. But I just want to do a shout out real quick on, the book itself, what I had put together, and kind of give you a synopsis of that. Epi, over, outside of, or around, and epigenetics implies features that are on top of or in addition to the traditional genetic basis for inheritance. So with Epi 14, basically what you are searching for, the things that you're going through now, are different from what your ancestors did, except your far-reaching ancestors. And just like with certain things, like this right here, it goes for your DNA, it goes for your RNA, it changes your mitochondria, and that's what this thing is about. This right here. And so the science of change, right? How many generations does it change, or how many generations before the change reverts back to what it was before? Okay, so in here, as you see, you know, some of the topics, you know, collective consciousness, imprints, you know, program cell death. That's why we get older. Biological machines, DNA code, right? Just talking about mitochondria. And then the biological machines, DNA code, where we can upgrade each other's codes. Generational naming conventions of the RAM. So you gotta take a look at generational naming conventions. They named this Generation X, da 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 da, but they did it on purpose. They knew that there was a reason. You know, are you EPI 14? Are you separate or different from the rest of your family? Are you the one seeking things that they don't? Friends. EPI 14 is under attack. That goes back to the corona. Etheric download. This is just a download I had done. Was that one or was it up here? I think it might have been this one. Where I had was talking about when I was a child. I've always had a fascination with the paranormal and fight everything, just like we're going through this silent aggression. Morphogenetic field. Okay. Morph, to change. Alright, there's other factors in the field which is around you. Blueprints. There's a blueprint that you have that's in your DNA that's been attacked by the social and the society, which throws you off, and you have a new blueprint now. That's why babies look different from the first set of babies, why your hair changing colors, why you're getting heavier or skinnier, and these blueprints are changed when you're reverting back. Feminine masculine integration. You know, you've been trying to remove the women from the equation for a long time, and they're a very, very powerful part of it. Greatest common symptoms, things you're going through that they're going to say are coronavirus symptoms, or flu-like symptoms, but you're going to find they're actually essential. And not everybody has specific ones at specific times. And then some of the health, which just goes into some of the common symptoms. The system of reward and punishment structures is how this place has been designed. Deprogramming is what we're doing with the silent aggression, deprogramming you from what you once knew, or what you thought you knew, or what they told you you were. And now, only ones who are seeking the deprogramming are the EPI 14s. Everybody else stay the way they are. Personal conclusions. Psycho, spiritual, inherited distortions. So, there's some stuff in there. Ascension phase. Supernatural anomalies. RU 14. Yeah, I just want to do that. Let's get straight to the point. I realized that things were not as I once thought, as I was taught in school or at home for that matter. I found that there was always a contradiction to what I thought things should be and how things really are. Friends were not really friends, but people that wanted something from you and would be willing to hurt you to get it. I found that friends that were really friends either moved away or I moved away. And the new so-called friends were never quite like I thought a friend should be. This is where I began to notice a difference. But let me backtrack for a moment. When I entered this organic machine or human sleeve, the recording of my experience in this continuum was made official with the overlay of my current awareness with that of the first expression. I would explain deeper, or let's say you will understand as we descend into this ascension through the Epigeneration 14 series. I have managed to experience many roles since this reality of consciousness awareness. I was a newspaper boy, sold fruit on the streets of Los Angeles, a musician, an accounting clerk, an auditor, a veteran of the armed forces, information technology professional, organic soap and coffee distributor, creator, salon owner, truck driver, and many, many other trades and entrepreneurships. But throughout this whole experience, the religious or spiritual aspect of reality has always been the basis of my existence, so I became a minister. I've always been able to phase in and out of the realms of society and the anomalies that surround God, or the existence of a supreme creator. Now I know that there is something much heavier, and I am an aspect or manifestation of that, just like you. Maybe if you choose to accept your self-awareness. With that connection, I've intended to understand why these anomalies in my experience seem to be just me. The patterns of events, the ugliness of beings, the deception of humans, the violence to life on this realm, so I formed the term interesting to express the emotion of noticed patterns that the energies perform. Although they perform the same patterns but in different expressions, the result was for me to have some type of altercation or repercussion from those that have been placed over me. But as our minds have been conditioned to response, I, like many others, tend to look at the negative things that happen rather the positive. The negative events seem to always stand out in comparison to the positive events. No matter what the subject was, there was always a pattern that matched. And the crazy thing, I still for the freaking crap that is called the control pattern. I noticed about age 8 that every Wednesday I would get into trouble with my parents, which would end with a whooping or restriction, in other words, grounded. No matter how I tried to cover all the bases, there would be something, and there it is, the reoccurrence. This is where EPI Generation 14 began to develop into an actual subject that would not be defined until today. To be a 14, there is no age limit, no color code, no gender specific, but an ability to remain photon strong in a continuum that is designed to keep you captured. In other words, EPI 14s have broken the customs of family that span back more than 14 generations. How is that for out of the box? Generation 14 individuals are people that will continue to change the course of multi-generational imprinting, restoring the altered DNA expressions back to the original configuration state prior to the marking of the imprints. I've seen many anomalies in this existence. I have been directly involved in many supernatural and advanced technologies that would have many normal people questioning their mental condition. I am one of many Generation 14s. The time for total control is now ended. We are only controlled by that which we choose to be controlled by. There will be no savior coming to free you from the bonds of this continuum, world, government, society, realm, reality. You must come to realization that you are the limit no matter what direction. Free yourself. Free your mind. Free your soul. Do not go to the light. Alright, so that was a good walk into it. So I just wanted to touch that out to you guys. That was the opening of what I wrote there. Yeah. So that also will be included on the thumb drive. For those who purchase thumb drive, you don't do nothing else. Purchase thumb drive just for the book itself. For those that are into metaphysics And you see I even mentioned some of the things that we're talking about so far in all the other intros. So I appreciate you. I'm out of here. And you know how I do it. I go on here. Oh, you guys go to moorishtravler@gmail.com so you can get that thumb drive. moorishtravler@gmail.com. Put on there if you friend, family, or foe, and I'll give you the instructions on how to send your gift in order for you to pick up the thumb drive, and you can support the book. If nothing else, send a gift about the book, and I'll send you the thumb drive with the book on it, and you have all the information and a book, you see. So and then you can become a party to the report. So you know, I'll just give it a signal to read something else. Somebody want to read something else in the book. Okay. Let's see. Let's just read some of the first. That was already the first. Why this book was written. As I continue on this quest to gain memory of my remote past, my relation to this existence, I found that searching for information was very confusing, to say the least. Many are searching for truth from religion, science, school, people, trusted, YouTube, and the alike, to only find themselves even more confused. This book will assist in your quest by giving the search for information, direction, and places to assist with this endeavor. EPI 14s, if you are an advanced, logical, critical thinker, the quest for self-mastery, God's self, personal origin, including junk DNA upgrade, the pool of information is unlimited and can become very confusing and quite overwhelming. However, with the EPI Generation 14 series, specific, highly searched topics and compelling questions that can only be answered by personal research will be explored. With personal accounts of the writer's interaction with government entities and other worldly beings, religious affiliation, DNA code expressions, and much more. EPI Generation 14 series is for those that are of advanced thought. The change in DNA expressed through the changes in the implanted idea dispositions, specific view of the world affairs and institutions, family and generational norms, health applications, and the alike, which all will be outlined to support the theory of EPI Generation 14. We will explore the systems that have been controlling humanity. We will expose the individuals behind these systems. We will explore the ways to identify entities that are causing disruption in your thought, expressions, and the way DNA plays a role and how spirituality has been hijacked. Okay. All right. We're going to stop there and get off and all that stuff. How to use the series. This is a new style of research manual designed to assist you with your research into the world of EPI 14 thought and conclusion. If you are engaged with the material enclosed in this manual, then you are more likely at 14. So with that, be excited. There will be definition, word association, photographs, interactive links that will assist you in focused research rather than randomness. In the book of the series, I will be adding video links to explain certain topics. This Neo Research Manual will change the entire world of research ebooks. Remember, it's time for the gatekeepers to step aside, and we EPI 14s must continue to assist in that effort. EPI Generation 14 is the name I have given to the concept that distinct individual contains certain qualities related to advanced thinking processes that have been activated based on epigenetic foundation principles governing energetic conscious memory. Epigeneration is the term that explains or coins an individual or group of the energetic collective memory consciousness manifested or remains in conscious memory energy. To be Epi 14 means generation that the control system's reality self-awareness that we have incarnated in has been broken and no longer control us through thought system management. Ultimately, understand the deeper meaning as we continue through the series. Many are still under the influence of the past system, meaning what has been taught by family is what's believed. Many are afraid to venture or research on their own, for they fear to be wrong or ridiculed by others. They basically do not possess the ability to stand on their own. Now, that can be very scary with historic events where individuals have been killed, jailed, or not allowed to participate in certain functions of their social groups imposed by the rules for those individuals. First, we must remember the only ones that really have control over the society are those that control public policy. Those individuals and groups have been controlling all aspects of society. Not wanting to go too far on that subject, that would be a part of your research in detail through the series. But let's talk a little about Epi 14s. Sidebar. I have had numerous config failures at this time, 6 in all. I've had lost many writings, very frustrating, but I know it's the energy. You will understand soon. Okay, you know how I do it. I have to shut it down. We've been there long enough. We got the recording, we got it, and it is time to sign off. And I will see you guys next time. So I will stop recording.